How's it going? It's just another Monday. Thought I'd do another recording. Let you guys know what's up. Last movie that I watched was The Hangover. I hadn't seen it, and I'd been meaning to see it for a while, honestly. I started watching it a couple of times, but I never watched the whole thing. And you know, I mean, it's been out for like 10 years now. It's hilarious. Like you wouldn't, if you've probably seen The Hangover if you're listening to this, and if you haven't, like it's hilarious. It's the I would say it's the quintessential buddy road trip comedy. You know, it's one of those almost like a rite of passage movie, kind of like Superbad or anything like that, in terms of adult comedies. Hilarious stuff. Todd Phillips directing, like, goodness. He has a cameo in this, which is also really, really great, funny cameo. I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed the entire movie. There's nothing really to dislike about it. It's definitely from another time. When you think about what Todd Phillips said about not being able to he doesn't want to make comedies anymore because woke culture, I don't like saying woke culture, makes it hard to do comedy. I don't know. Like, I think that I don't like political correctness. I understand why political correctness exists, but I don't like being overly emphatic about it. Just because I think most people mean well, and generally, if people mess up, they don't mean to. Like most people, and I'm generalizing when I say that, obviously, but I'd like to believe that most people have good intentions or don't mean to be particularly offensive, if they are being offensive. Or maybe they're being offensive to make a point. You know, you don't really know about that. I think that there's a lot of comedies like coming out all the time, and I don't think that being politically correct necessarily is mutually exclusive to being funny. Like, you can do both, and a lot of comedies are doing and have done both. That being said, I do enjoy slightly offensive, racist, not necessarily politically correct humor. Like, if you've seen Rush Hour, nowadays, Rush Hour, the jokes that they made at Asian people were not necessarily the best. But I still, like, that doesn't mean I don't laugh when somebody makes, like, when I hear Chris Tucker say, "Slow down, Chen," after almost getting hit by a car in China. Like, I'm still laughing, you know? It's still funny to me. So, like, a movie like Rush Hour most probably will not get made ever again. Rush Hour 2. Those movies strike a chord with me. I have a lot of good memories associated with that movie, and I genuinely love those movies too. Chris Tucker, I truly don't believe that he is playing a character in those movies as Carter, because Chris Tucker's personality is what makes that character funny. And I've seen, like, his stand-up comedy, he's completely like the exact same. So I don't think Chris Tucker was acting when he was playing the role of Carter. If you haven't seen the Rush Hour movies, give them a watch because they are absolutely hilarious. Don't watch the TV show. That TV show that came out a couple years ago is garbage. Is like absolute garbage. Do not watch it. I do not recommend that. And you probably shouldn't watch the Lethal Weapon show that they also made. See, the thing is, like, when they make a show out of a movie, like, there's probably a very specific reason that said story worked as a movie, okay? And I don't think Rush Hour worked as a show, and, I mean, that got canceled, and I don't think Lethal Weapon works as a show, and that also got canceled. Also, that being said, a lot of good shows get canceled, and that's just because people don't watch them. But also, I think that audiences are smart. They know when something's not that good, so they won't waste their time, at least not willingly, and just watch something that's garbage. Or maybe they will intentionally watch something that's garbage to make fun of it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of just... this is a whole overcorrect. I'm saying something and then just saying the complete opposite. Well, what do you know? Like Fargo. Fargo is an amazing movie, and it works really well as a show. Because the thing is, those shows, they understood the feeling of Fargo and the dark comedy behind it all. And honestly, those stories, the show, all those seasons, they told their own story. Okay? Like season 1 of Fargo was borrowing heavily from the movie, but it was still its own story. It was completely different. Like, it started off similar, but you know, they ended completely differently. And same with the second season. There's just like not that much of a... They have callbacks to the movies and callbacks to the first season, but you know, not really related. And the third season I really enjoyed. Yeah, Fargo is a great movie to show adaptation, and I gotta say, I love the movie, but there's aspects of the show that really transcend the movie itself. Like, the show becomes its own thing. Like, this, it's like a dark comedy crime thriller, and there's nothing I love more. Like, dark comedy crime thrillers are some of my best. It's like my my favorite genre, you could say. Like, Barry is a dark comedy crime thriller. Fargo is a dark comedy crime thriller. Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Shane Black's really good at writing those. It's my favorite genre because, you know, like things that are really dark and things that are not not very nice. You know, like the world of the crime underworld is not in a very nice place. But to make fun of all the like really crazy and absurd and scary things that happen in that world, I think that's cool. And also, who doesn't love a thriller? Like a mystery or anything. With a lot of like action, and it's just really good stuff. So Fargo, all 3 seasons of the show are great stuff. The next show that I'm watching, so I watched His Dark Materials that had the second episode. That was pretty good. I really like how they're expanding the world and the story. HBO's Watchmen. Yeah, His Dark Materials are also on HBO. But HBO's Watchmen, the 5th episode, I really liked. They did something like completely different, something I wasn't expecting, and it was good. I really enjoyed that. It was interesting. And just one moment. Alright, somebody just parked very close to me, and it was a little uncomfortable. They didn't have to move very far, but they just kind of went and parked quite far away now. Now I feel a little bad. Anyways, HBO, The Watchmen is improving. I'm still a little iffy on the show because there's one of those things, film pundit Robert Meyer Burnett says that Watchmen, the show, feels like it's the coolest show ever and like the coolest show on television, but like it only thinks that it's like the coolest show on television. But I feel like for all the like really cool things that they do on the show, it doesn't have anything to show for it, like pun intended, because like the show is decent at best, but just because like it comes off a little cocky, if that makes any sense. Like the show feels like the show is impressive without even showing you that it's impressive. Like, hey, here's some clever things, and like this is clever, right? And it's just like, no, if you don't think that this is clever, you don't get the joke. Like, no. I'm watching this, and if you want me to think that your show is clever, your show should just be clever. It shouldn't be trying to make me think it's clever. Does that make sense? Or trying to show me that, like, hey, we're clever, like we're interesting. It should just be that instead of trying to show that. If it's like show don't tell, but it's more like they're just telling us that we're clever. It's really weird. You have to watch the show to kind of understand what I'm getting at. But yeah, otherwise, like, it's a decent show. Like, it's interesting. They have like the mystery building, and wheels are turning, you know, like the good guys win a little, bad guys win a little. Like it's going with the flow, and it's flowing. It's good. Okay. And now I'm also watching HBO's Succession. I'm on the first season, and I really, really like this show. This is like HBO's little taglines, like obsession-worthy drama series. Yeah, this is kind of becoming my new obsession because I love everything about this show. The music is great. The score is great. And honestly, what is it? All the acting is great. Everything about this show is just amazing. And that doesn't like say much because it's HBO. Like you expect that. But truly, if you have HBO, like screw all the new shows that they have right now. Just watch Succession, because Succession is just so damn good. I'm on the 3rd episode, and it's great. I got my parents watching it too. It's all around really, really solid stuff. It's about it's like this high stakes drama about the CEO of a huge company, CEO and founder, and the power dynamics and how they try to navigate that high stakes corporate world and get stuff done. And also, there's a bunch of drama between all the characters of the family members, and the dialogue's great. Each character is just so well realized and so well acted, so it's really entertaining. Other than that, some really good shows going on right now, like some really good movies too. I have tickets to go see Knives Out this weekend. So I'm really pumped. What's up with you guys? Let me know. And this has been another recording. So see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.